Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patient, so I'm from SecureOne. Our topic today is about CAM, improve server availability and security with GSLB. And our speaker today is Swee Leong, also from SecureOne, and he's our pre-sales engineer. So during the webinar, if you have any questions, you are feel free to leave your questions in the chat box. So your question will be attend later. Okay, and also if you would like to share this webinar with your colleagues, so you are feel free to do so. So without further delay, we will start the webinar now. So I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Leong. So today I will be the speaker and also I will introduce about this CAM GSLB. So as we know, the CAM actually, they are more focused on the load balancer, but of course, inside the load balancer, we do include of the WAF and also the GSLB function also. Okay, so this one will depends on the licensing that you have subscribed over there. Yeah, so if let's say you have subscribed the Enterprise Plus version, then the GSLB also will be included into this appliance as well. Okay, so today our focus will be more onto the GSLB. Okay, so that means it's one of the features for our CAM server load balancer over here. Okay. Yeah. So for the goal of the modern IT nowadays, because we would like to find a solution, okay, that can cover all the process and also all the function that we have right now. Okay, so for example, if let's say you are looking for the server load balancer, okay, at the same time you would like to find a solution, okay, that able to do your global server load balancer. That means if let's say you have two locations, okay, their own data center and also the disaster recovery center over there. So if let's say you want to do the active and also the active passive connection and also the load balance in between these two locations. So that means for the CAM actually is one of the good model and also the suitable solution for your requirement as well. So that's why for our topic or our goal today, actually we do cover for the application experience over here, what we call will be the AX. So we do cover for the customer experience and also the model organization practice and also the software defined everything over here. So that's why for our solution, actually we do cover for the people. Okay, this means what are the users that are trying to log in and also the process, okay, how you're going to access to your server, okay, via which scheduling method, and also you're accessing to which side of the location of the server there. And also from this, okay, what are the technologies that are using? Okay, you are using the server load balancer and also you are using the WAF and also the GSLB features over here. Okay, so today's our agenda actually we will more focus on the GSLB, what we call the global server load balancer. And also we will talk about the features, the benefit, the use case, and how it works for this GSLB. So of course, for this GSLB, also that will included into your security response toolkit as well. Okay, so based on this GSLB, how do we able to do your protection against your own server network over there? So at the end, we have the Q&A. If let's say you have any question, then you can put inside the chat box and also the Q&A over there. Okay. So first, we will talk about the global server load balancing. Okay, what we call will be the GSLB over here. Okay, so a lot of customers that might not know, okay, what is the GSLB? Actually, the GSLB will provide the multi-site business continuity, okay, optimize of the geography base of the redirection. So that means if let's say you have the DC location and also another will be the DR location, and then both server that will serve the single application over there. Okay, so of course, if let's say you are purchased for the normal load balancer, that means all the server you will be stored or will be installed at the same premise there. So how about if let's say you have two different locations, okay, how they're going to do the load balancer among themselves. So that's why the GSLB will come in place so that we can have the best application experience so that the user, okay, they can deploy either the active or active passive solution over there. Depends on your scheduling method that you have chosen over here. So that means if let's say the user they try to access, okay, to the FQTM, so our GSLB that will help the user to decide which available server they're able to access over there. So you no need to let the user know, okay, how many IP that you have, because different locations that have their own different IP, right? Okay, so impossible the user that will need to memorize, okay, what is the DC IP, and then what is the DR IP over there, or what is the DC FQDN, and also the DR FQDN. So from the user perspective, okay, they just will recognize for the one FQDN. So the GSLB will help them to do the redirection. Okay, they will guide the user whether the site A is available or the site B is available for the server accessing over there. Okay, so this one will be the features of the GSLB. Okay, so first we have the increase the performance. So we have up to 45,000 of the DNS query per second. Okay, depending on the source location. And also we have the scheduling method, okay, between two sides of the location. So you can choose either the round robin, the wastage round robin, the fixed weightage, real server load, and also the proximity and location. If let's say you are familiar with the normal server load balancing, okay, of course the round robin, the weightage round robin, fixed weightage, all these things will be common for you. But for the GSLB, we do include for the proximity and also the location. Okay, so for example, if let's say you have one data center at the Cyberjaya, another one data center or the DR side, okay, at the Penang side there. Okay, so you can do your proximity and also the location-based scheduling method. That means all the user near to the northern region, they will accessing to the Penang data center. So for all the central region and also the southern region, they will accessing to the Cyberjaya data center. So we'll based on the user IP, which IP is the nearest to the data center IP, then we will help you to do the redirection over that. So that's why for the GSLB, we do have this kind of the scheduling method. Furthermore, we have the automation. Okay, so we have leveraged all the automation toolset and also the PowerShell and also the RESTful API to orchestrate the traffic management as well. Okay, so we do have the API to help you to do the integration. Okay, let's say you want to have the certain FQDN or certain URL to access to the DC. Okay, certain FQDN that will access to the DR side. So we have this kind of the solution and also this kind of the configuration that able to achieve your requirement. Next one, we have the DNS security extension, what we call the DNS sec. So this one we will protect against all the DNS poisoning and also the origin, the authentication of the DNS data. Okay, so this one I will cover at the later on. Okay, so that means we will help you to do the protection. So we'll protect against all the server to being hacked by or attacked by the hacker or the unauthorized user to do the accessing. And also, if let's say the hacker that try to do some DDoS attacking into your server farm, so for the GSLB, we also able to help you to do this kind of the protection as well. Okay. Next one will be the advanced load master site help. Okay, so just I mentioned for the GSLB, we will help you to decide which side of the location, okay, that have the active connection over there. If let's say the primary site will be down, so all the users that will redirect to the secondary. So we'll based on the connectivity to the data center and also the server health as well. Okay, if let's say the server health at the primary data center having the issue, that means cannot ping or having the high load over there. So all the users they will redirect to the DR or the secondary of the data center as well. Okay, so we do have this kind of the site health. Okay, not only for the same premise, we also able to check different data location there. Okay. Next one, we will talk about the benefit, okay, of the global server load balancing. Okay, so what are the benefits over here? Actually, we do cover for the three pillars. Okay, first will be the speed. Okay, so for the GSLB, actually we have ensured all the mission critical server can be continuously accessed and also the available there. Okay, so for example, if let's say you have two data center over here. Okay, if let's say the primary data center having the issue, so they will immediately shift all the user and all the connection to the secondary data center. So from the user point of view, they will feel any downtime over there because from the backend, from the GSLB side, we already help the user to redirect all the traffic to the secondary data center. Okay, so this one we will help you to do the diversify, okay, within 5 to 9 seconds. Okay. Next one, we will help you to do the monitoring for all the server and also the application load. Okay, depends on your scheduling method that you have set. If let's say the primary data center or the server that have the high usage or heavy load on the server. Okay, so we also will have to do the redirection of all the other remaining user to the secondary data center. So you won't be network congested and also server having the high usage inside the primary data center there. Okay, next one for the load master, or what we call the CAM GSLB, actually we will eliminate all the server overload condition. Because just now, if let's say all the connection go to the primary data center only, so later on they will congest on the network and also the server itself. So later the server will be overload and affected on the performance and also the propagation delay. So that's why if let's say you have two data center, so the GSLB will be the more suitable for you. Okay. Next pillar for the benefit will be the scalability. Okay. Because for the GSLB, we have the intelligent distribute all the traffic across the server, okay, and across the data center. If let's say you have put CAM server load balancer, okay, inside the same premise, that means they will do the distributed traffic across different server inside the same premise. But if let's say you have two different data center using the two different public IP, then we also can help you to do the distribution of the traffic as well. Next one, we can to enable all the distributed application servers, such as the single and also the virtual server as well. Okay, so no matter for your data center, actually you have deployed the physical server or the virtual server. Okay, we also able to help you to do the diversify. Okay, so the user that just need to access to the FQDN, then the backend as GSLB will help you to do the diversify over here. Okay. Next one, we will help you to do the reduce of the risk of all the application. Okay, depends on the geographical location over there. Okay, if let's say you have the data center at the Malaysia, another data center at the Singapore, or another data center will be the Europe side or America side, we also able to help you this kind of the risk over here. If let's say the Malaysia data center is down, so all the users they will redirect to the Singapore or the Europe or the America data center there. Okay. Furthermore, we're able to help you to do the orderly of the addition for the new resources. If let's say you have add in the new server into the data center, so it won't affect the performance of the GSLB as well. Okay, because this one will be sit behind the CAM, so you no need to do any downtime or not require for any downtime to do the adding over there. Okay, so the user is still able to access to your server as well. Next one will be the manageability. Okay, for the GSLB. Actually, for the GSLB is easy to set up and also the easy to manage. Just now I mentioned for the GSLB features, actually we already included into the CAM appliance. Okay, this one is depends on the licensing that you have subscribed over there. Okay, so that's why you can manage inside the single pane of glass over there. And as an administrator, you can deploy the new server and take the individual data, okay, send it offline and rotate the maintenance. If let's say you have two data center and then you want to do the maintenance for the primary, so at the same time, all the users that you redirect to the secondary data center without any lost connection or any user experience unable to access to the server itself. Okay, so this one also will reduce the component by the user over there. Okay, next one for the GSLB, actually we are integrated into the existing DNS infrastructure. That means you just need to do some error record into your DNS manager. Okay, so our CAM will help you to do the diversify. Will tell your DNS over there. Okay, if the user that accessing on this FQDN, okay, we'll tell the user which IP or which public IP that should accessing into it. Okay, so the DNS infrastructure that just need to pointing the error record. So remaining job will be done by the GSLB there. Okay, so next one will be the GSLB use case over here. Okay, so the first use case actually will be the classic use cases over here, because a lot of customers that will use this GSLB, okay, to deploy in the active mode. Okay, that means for example, okay, they have deployed inside the US, another one will be the Europe, another one will be the Asia Pacific there. Okay, so if let's say the user, okay, they would like to have the active, okay, so we can help them to do the optimize of the user experience across the multiple geographically distance endpoint. Okay, for example, all the user, okay, inside the US region or the American region there, they will accessing to the US data center, okay? And then all the user at the Europe, okay, they will accessing to the Europe data center, and same goes to the Asia Pacific, okay? Of course, you need to make sure all the data actually across of them are the synchronized data over here, okay? So that all the user, they wouldn't just concentrate and accessing into the same data center only, over there only. Okay, so this one we can avoid all the traffic being high overload, okay, in the particular data center, and also we will avoid all the network congested inside the particular data center as well. Okay, so this GSLB actually we have actively measure and in the real time of the load, okay, no matter is the server load and also the connection load over there. Okay, so we can help you to do the estimation and also to help you to do the diversify of the traffic. Okay, so if let's say the US data center having the high usage over there, so some of the US users, they will redirect to the nearest data center to do their accessing of their application. Okay, so this one, GSLB intelligent enough, you tell how many users that are able to access to their own region data center there. Okay, next one will be the disaster recovery. Okay, if let's say you would like to deploy inside the active passive configuration. Okay, so this means if let's say all the user, okay, they will accessing to the primary data center. Okay, so the once the primary having the issue, so all the traffic actually they will fill over to the passive data center. Okay, so no matter so the user experience, okay, they won't feel any downtime, and also they won't find any error for error code into their web browser over there. Okay, so the user they will operational as a normal, and from the backend, GSLB will help them to do the diversify of the traffic and also the connection to the secondary of the data center there. Next one for the use case will be the scalable for the high availability. Okay, so no matter you are deploying at the active or the active passive, okay, so for the primary, you can use your own hardware server. And if let's say you want to, at the secondary, you want to deploy at the cloud, or you want to deploy inside the virtual base, okay, so we're able to help them to do this kind of the connection and also do this kind of the configuration as well. So for example, if let's say the primary data center you are hosting by your own, but for the secondary passive data center, you are stored in the cloud data center there. So if let's say you have two different kind of the data center mode and also the storage mode, so be able to help you to do the diversify and also the configuration as well. Okay, so the user they won't feel any downtime at the same time also. Okay, so this one will be the use cases for the GSLB. Next one will tell you how our GSLB will be work over here. Okay, so actually for the CAM GSLB, actually we are work at the DNS level. Okay, so it's plan no do not have any client or the server connection from the users user experience there. Okay, so for the GSLB, actually we do include for the concept of the scheduling, such as the persistent, the health check, and also the load balance at the server level there. Okay, so for example, if the user that try to look up, okay, so the GSLB they will reply to the user, okay, which IP or which lookup that you're able to find over here. So for example, if let's say they are using the active connection, so for the first time, they will reply for the 1.2.3.4. Okay, so maybe after a while, when they try to look up, then they will respond to the 5.6.7.8. That's another side of the IP address. So this one will depend on which scheduling mode that you have been set inside the GSLB there. Okay, either you are using the fixed weightage or using the round robin there. Okay, so if let's say you are using the round robin, that means two sides will be the active there. Okay, so they will based on the health check. Okay, which server having the low or less user connection there, then they will redirect to that particular server. Okay, so this one will be in more details. Okay, how the GSLB works. Okay, so for the first, okay, when the user, okay, they try to access, okay, for example, for the test.domain.com, okay, so they will redirect to their own local DNS. Okay, they will check with the local DNS, do they have this kind of the FQDN or not. If let's say don't have, then the local DNS actually they will forward to the public DNS there. Okay, so of course the public DNS they will pointing to our GSLB. Okay, so the GSLB actually they will tell you okay which available IP is able to access that. Okay, so they will pointing back to the public DNS there, and the public DNS they will return back to the local DNS, and lastly you go to the external client there. Okay, so when the external client that will receive the IP, okay, which server they're able to access, then they will directly link to the site A or site B over there. Okay, so the client will be connect directly to the site. So for the GSLB, actually they will have the function that will help you to check, okay, which available site is able to access. Okay, so they will reply back to the public DNS and also the user, okay, to let them directly connect over here. Okay, if let's say the next client that access to the same FQDN, then they also will access to the same process into the GSLB. So our GSLB actually will tell them, okay, next IP available, okay, you can access to the site 2 or the site B there. Okay, so the second user that will go to another site. So this one will be the active mode. If let's say the active passive, then they will always keep on go to the site A. So if let's say the site A is down, so the geo or what we call the GSLB, they will know, okay, the site A is down. So all the next available user, they will go to the site B. At the same time, other users that are connecting to the site A, they also will redirect to the site B data center there. Okay. So just now I mentioned, okay, the GSLB actually work at the DNS level. So for our GSLB, actually we do integrate with your existing DNS infrastructure, and need to tell you all in upfront, because the CAM GSLB is not the full blown of the DNS server. So this one you also need to rely on your own DNS infrastructure at the third party side there. Okay, so your DNS server over there, you need to point back the A record for the FQDN. So the FQDN we will set into the GSLB here. Okay, so when the user they try to look up the FQDN, then the GSLB will reply back through the public DNS to the user, okay, which IP they are able to accessing over there. Okay, so once they have tell the user, then the user they will redirect to the available site, or what we call will be the primary site there. Okay, without disturbing on the public DNS and also GSLB. So this one GSLB they just will tell which IP is available only. Okay, so the user they will directly connect to that public IP to do the accessing. Okay, so of course for the GSLB, actually we do include for the site level of the health check. Okay, so if let's say the server one having the issue, then the GSLB also will update it into their own record. And when they have any query, okay, from the external user, then they will tell you, okay, this time 1.2.3.4 having the issue. So all the user will be redirected to the server 5.6.7.8. Okay, so for the GSLB, we not only can check the connection, okay, we not only can check either this public IP 1.2.3.4 is it down or not. If let's say the IP is not down, but the server having the high load, we also will help the user to redirect to the another local server there. Okay, so that means first we will check the connection, and also we will check the health check on the server itself, whether it's the high use load or the application having the high volume over there. Okay, so this kind of the GSLB, we also able to help you to do the checking. Okay, so this one also one of the features for the GSLB. Okay, so next one will be the CAM GSLB. Okay, how they will do the security response toolkit over here. Okay, that's mean how we help you inside the protection against all the hacker and also the attacking by the unauthorized user there. Okay, so for the first, okay, nowadays they have a lot of DDoS attack. Okay, so they will have the broad category of the attacks that use the multiple of the attacking system, okay, to block all the legitimate user to accessing to their own server. That means they will keep on floating on that particular server there. Okay, so actually they have no single solution to do the DDoS attack, but we do have some of the technology that able to help you to reduce all this kind of the DDoS attack over there. Okay. So first one will be the plat holding of the malicious traffic using the GSLB. Okay. So for the GSLB, actually we do include of the real-time blacklist. Okay, to prevent all the IP from the resolving FQDN. That means you can block any IP. Okay, that have been blacklisted. Okay, not allow them to do the accessing. So of course, all this kind of the reputation IP will have the daily update into our GSLB record there. Okay, so we will know which IP having the malicious is a attacker IP and also the malicious IP there. So we will be able to do the blocking accordingly. So of course, if let's say you are using the traditional way, that means you ask for the ISP, okay, to do this kind of the blocking, you're also able to achieve that. But as we know, if let's say you are requesting the ISP to help you to do the blocking, okay, for the attacker IP, so this one that will take some time to do the blocking. So during the blocking, before the blocking, so maybe this attacker, okay, they will try to flooding out all your network and also your servers like that. Okay, so that's why for our GSLB, we will immediately help you to do the blocking, okay, based on our daily rules update. And also, if let's say you want to manually key in your IP, okay, the malicious IP there or the attacker IP, you're able to do this kind of the setting as well. So from here, the GSLB actually will help you to allow to define the poison response, okay, in the real time to to block the attacker IP, okay, to accessing and also to flooding all your entire network, okay, to prevent the new botnet host to joining to do the attacking, okay, into your server and also into your web application server as well. Okay, so of course, just like I mentioned, okay, GSLB actually we do include for the real-time blacklist. Okay, so if let's say the malicious IP that directly go to our GSLB public IP, so our GSLB actually will immediately block. Okay, so the user that won't able to get affected. Okay, so if let's say they have any DDoS attack, so the user still able to access to their own server. Okay, if let's say the malicious IP, they will immediately help you to do the blocking. Okay, so for the GSLB, we also help you to do the poison response. Okay, if let's say the botnet origin, okay, is from country S, okay, they try to look up for your FQDN. So the GSLB that will have this kind of the record. So they will send back the poison of the origin, okay, botnet of the origin there. So with the another poison IP over here. So the attacker, okay, they won't simply attack to your environment and also into your server farm over here. Okay, so from this, okay, we can help you to do the blacklisting there. Next one, we also can help you inside the based on the honeypots and also the GSLB. Okay, so this one actually will be the best effort for all the system, eventually for the compromise over here. So when the attacker that try to attack to your server farm, so this attacker IP actually GSLB that have been detected, so they will send back the attacker. Okay, so ask the attacker to go to our honeypot the server over there. Okay, so the honeypot actually will be another dummy IP. Okay, so another dummy server. So if let's say the attacker that do the flooding and also do DDoS attack into the dummy IP, so it just will affect to that particular server only. So for all the other production IP server and also the IP, they won't be affected because we have redirect all the attacker IP to that, what we call will be the sandboxing like that. Okay, so that you do the attacking for your dummy server only. So for all the remaining legitimate user, they're still able to access to your web server and also your web application. Okay, so that's why for the GSLB, actually we can help you to do the this kind of the protection as well. Okay, so for the honeypot, actually we are using the open canary. Okay, so we are the one of the technique to keep the intruder visible when there's containing them away from the key system here. Okay, so that's why with the GSLB, okay, we not only can help you to do the load balancing across all the data center, we also able to help you to do the protection against all the DDoS attack and also based on the honeypot, if let's say you have deployed over there. Okay, yeah. So until this one, GSLB, is there any other question? Yeah, so of course, if let's say you have any question, then you can put inside the chat box there. Or if let's say in future you have any question, then you also can inform us, okay, by emailing, and also you can contact our sales representative over here. Okay. Yeah. So if let's say you have any question, then you can email to us, and also you can subscribe to our Facebook and also our YouTube channel for more details over for more latest promotion and also the latest event that we having right now. Okay.
Okay. Is there any questions? Let me check the chat box. Yeah, so far no questions from here. So okay, thank you, Swee. Next I'll be